Hey, friend, welcome back to the Anchored with Purpose podcast. Today, we're diving into our next life anchor, health, and we're talking both physical and mental health. This is one of those anchors that affects everything else: our energy, our mindset, our ability to show up for our families, and even our spiritual walk. When our health is neglected, it can pull every other anchor loose. But when we prioritize it, we become better equipped to live out our calling. Let's dive in. Now, when we think about health, a lot of times, and I think maybe this just goes back to me being a millennial, and maybe you can relate to this, is that back in the day, health was like, oh, I need to be skinny, I need to look a certain way. But it's not just that. Like, it's not about how we look. This is stewardship. So God gave us these bodies in our minds, and these are to carry out the work that He's called us to do. So, in fact, He tells us in 1 Corinthians, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. And this is something that I'm going to be really honest, has been a struggle for me over the years. I don't know if you've ever had a hard time with food or activity and movement, but it's something that I have personally struggled with. Here are some good things when we are taking care of our health. So, when we're taking care of our own health, we're better able to serve others. We're able to be more present with our family, and we're more focused and energized for God's work. Now, I've shared that, there have been times when I've been like on fire for my health and sometimes when I haven't. And I feel like this has been the story of my life. So, what you're going to hear today, none of this is perfect. This is, in fact, I'm a work in progress. I remember seeing a quote that Scott Monroe had shared with us at a 31 conference years ago. It just popped up in my memories a few weeks ago. And it said, "This is my before. There is no after. I'm a work in progress." And so I want you to remember that we are all works in progress here. So if you're not feeling perfect right now, that's okay. There have been times when I have been like working out super hard and taking great care of myself and tracking everything and losing weight along with it. Wow, friend, what I've found is that losing weight in your 20s and 30s is way easier than losing weight in your 40s. There was a time when after I had Andrew, I lost 87 pounds in 1 year, and I was at the gym like 6 days a week, at minimum 6 hours a week for sure. I was tracking what I was eating. I was getting walks in on top of those workouts. I mean, I had gotten down to the lowest I had been. Like I weighed less than I did when I graduated college. So, in my head, I thought, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is that weight I'm supposed to be. After Sean, I got maybe within like 12 pounds of that and wasn't able to get back to that. And it's been this constant struggle. And this has been a constant learning experience for me on loving my body no matter what, on trusting in God that He's got me through this, and that there's something to learn in each phase of this journey. So one thing I'll share is that when we are taking care of our bodies, that we're leading by example. So our kids are watching, and they're not watching like just what we say, but what we do. So according to the CDC, children with active parents are twice as likely to be physically active themselves. So when they see us making time for movement, eating well, and prioritizing mental health, they learn that it's normal and important. I can remember there was a time, oh my gosh, this was ages ago. We were still living in the old house, and I had a treadmill downstairs in my office. And I was trying to run in the mornings on the treadmill before the boys woke up. And I mean, back then, I think Sean was probably like 2 or 3. And, they would wake up crazy early in the morning. And I remember I was running on the treadmill. He woke up and came into the office, and I almost stopped running. Like I almost just stopped so I could just like cater to his needs. But instead, I just felt something inside me just say, nope, just let him be. He can sit on the couch. Let him see you run. Let him see mom work out. And I did. And I realized a couple of things. One, I realized, oh, I don't have to stop what I'm doing right away just to cater to their needs. He didn't need anything. He just wanted to be wherever I was. And so that was still meeting, his needs, but I didn't have to stop what I was doing to say, hey, do you want me to go make breakfast right this second? Do you want a toy? No, he just was content just to sit there. And I got to just get that workout in, which filled my cup, and I needed that. But also then it did show him like, hey, mom is a mom who works out and is active. And that's really important that we keep all of that in mind, that they are watching what we're doing. So here's something funny. I used to think that physical activity had to be like a punishment or a chore or like something I hated doing, but had to make myself do. What's funny is that I actually love working out. I just had to find what kind of workouts I really liked doing. So I love walking. That's one of my favorite things to do. Years ago, I loved doing Zumba. I still love to dance. Like I love dancing, but I had loved dancing and Zumba so much. I became a Zumba instructor for years and had so much fun with that. Like to me, that wasn't a workout. I was just having fun and dancing to incredible music. And if you're a millennial who just loves like all of the great songs, like my playlist was lit. It was so much fun. Another thing that I found, I read this book called Forever Strong. And it's by Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. And in it, she talks about the importance of women lifting heavy weights and building up that muscle. And she really focuses on muscle-centric medicine. Now, this is something I'm still learning more about. So I am by no means the expert on this. I would recommend that you read her book, though. It's incredible. But she talks about women lifting and really working on building muscle, and especially that building that skeletal muscle tissue, because it helps us as we age. So after reading this, I'd done some workouts where I actually, on one of my daily walks last summer, there were these two women, one that I had recognized from Sean's lacrosse team. They were working out in the park. And one day I just invited myself to work out with them. And I worked out with them for a few weeks until school started, which was fun. And then the one woman and I continued working out in my garage for the fall, which was great. And we did those. And then unfortunately, winter, it got super cold around here. And then I just kind of stopped. And I think we all go through different seasons. And it wasn't until I was just not feeling at my best, I saw a picture of myself speaking on stage, which speaking on stage, like that's what I really want to be doing. But I saw a picture of myself and I was a little embarrassed about what I saw. When we look at ourselves in the mirror every day, we don't always, get the full picture. And I looked at how I saw in this outfit that I thought looked so great when it was in the mirror. And then when I saw it, saw myself on stage, I was like, oh, okay, it's time. It's time to get back at it. And I had seen a post on social media, and it was of my local gym that I had never been there. It always had just kind of seemed too intimidating. I had done some of the workouts online during COVID, and they were great workouts, and I always felt amazing afterwards. But for some reason, I just thought like, oh, I'm not good enough to go there. It's too intense for me, or whatever stories I made up in my mind about it. And that's key. I had kind of made up a story in my mind. And I saw this video, and this video showed what it was like to go to a 5 a.m. workout class that they had. And I see this woman walking towards the door and opening it up, and there's this beautiful, like the sun is peeking out. And I'm like, oh, 5 a.m. Oh, yeah, sun's already out. Yeah, 5 a.m. is my time. Like, I'm an early riser. Yeah, okay, let's see. And I see her walk in, and there's like people warming up. And then I see them doing these workouts, and I'm like, okay, those kind of look hard, but I I could maybe do that. Let's see. And I'm looking around and people are smiling and engaging, and I'm like, "Oh, these are my people. These are my early morning risers. This okay, I could maybe do this." The next day, I saw an ad that the gym was having a challenge, and they do these a few times a year. This challenge was one so that you could get ready for summer. It was called the Spring into Summer Challenge. And if you paid the money to join the challenge, you had unlimited access to the gym, which what I love about the gym is that this isn't just like, oh, you walk in and you just go do whatever workout you want. Like, they have the workout there for you, and you work out with a whole group of people. So I liked that because I didn't want to have to think about what my workout was going to be. Like, somebody plans it all out for you, which is great. So I ended up signing up for this challenge. I knew like nobody at the gym except for the owner, and one of my friends who encouraged me to join. So I joined the challenge knowing barely anybody. And the first day I'm there, I am in like a beginner group. And in this beginner group, it's a coach and myself and one other woman who's just starting out too. She's also in the challenge. And we're watching the big group doing their workout, and then we're doing our own little workout. And I'm looking at the big group and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I sign up for? That looks so hard. I like these workouts I'm doing right now are challenging me. Whoo, that looks crazy. So I did the workout, and afterwards I got to do this in-body scan, which measures your body fat percentage and your weight, your skeletal muscle tissue. It tells you how much each limb weighs. It's crazy. So I did this, and I was humbled by what those numbers said, very humbled. And then I went home and I did some measurements too. I wanted to make sure I had some measurements to kind of track my progress. And the next day came and joined that big group session, and it was hard. Like, I had a heck of a time keeping up with people, but I just kept doing it no matter how hard it was. I met some wonderful people. By that second day, I had women who already had introduced themselves. They gave me their phone numbers. We connected. They were just so welcoming. I found this incredible community there. And I think this is a key factor when you're trying to figure out, okay, what form of physical exercise is for me? It's finding the right place. So what kind of crazy person gets up and goes to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning and continues going? Me. Like, when you find the right place, that can be you. So I will share that over the summer, I've been going to the 6 a.m. class just because it gives me a little bit more time to sleep in, since I don't have to worry about getting the kids to school. Over in the school year, when that starts again, I'll be back at 5 a.m. But the beautiful thing is, I've met so many incredible people. And in this time, so I have been at this like 3.5 months now, and I've seen some great results, but I'm not going to share like just the scale victories. I want to share with you some of the non-scale victories as well, because it's so important to remember. So I had lost, over this journey, I had lost some weight. I had lost some inches, which was great. But what I was so excited about is the gains. I gained skeletal muscle tissue, which is so important. That's what Dr. Gabrielle Lyon was telling us in that book that we need to do. So I gained skeletal muscle tissue, and I'm gaining strength. So this is what I'm so excited to tell you about, because I think this is important. When I first started, I was lifting like 15-pound dumbbells for some of these exercises. So each day is a different targeted area, and there's different stations, and I won't go into all of the details, but on the heavy part where we're supposed to, okay, this is your heavy, you're going to lift heavy here. I was starting out with 15 pounds, and that felt kind of heavy to me, but I'm lifting so much heavier now. There are workouts where I'm lifting 35, 40, and 45 pounds, and it just feels like so good knowing that I can, that my body is getting stronger. And it doesn't matter what the scale says. I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling with what the scale says, but I feel so great about that strength that I've gotten and about the new friendships that I've, just had meeting these wonderful people at the gym. So, whatever workout you decide, it should be the one that you look forward to doing. And this is a mindset shift. It's finding one that you look forward to. Okay, next we're going to talk about the one that I will admit I struggle with the most, and this is nutrition. And this is fueling your body well without overcomplicating things. And this is what I want to share about my friend and dietitian, Cassie Groeschel. So Cassie has been such a blessing for me and for my family. She's helping us focus on the nutrients our bodies need without overcomplicating things. And if you remember, oh my goodness, this was months ago now, Cassie was a guest on the podcast, and I'll link that in the show notes so you can go back and listen to Cassie's episode if you haven't heard it yet. But Cassie's approach is making food simple and doable for busy families. She focuses us on nutrient-rich meals that keep our energy steady throughout the day. And she's involving the kids in food choices, which I can't wait to tell you are like food story wins that we've got going on. And she also makes food prep realistic, not an all-day kitchen event, guys. If you go back and listen to that, you'll hear how terrible I was at food prep. Like, I hated it. It was something I struggled with so much. Now this is like becoming second nature in my household, and the kids are helping with it as well. So for me, when it comes to diet and nutrition, I've struggled. I have an all or nothing personality. So when I'm all in, I'm all in. When I'm not, I'm not. I'm having ice cream, I'm having cookies, I'm having brownies, I'm having whatever I want. But when I'm all in on whatever diet or plan I'm on, I'm focused. So Cassie is helping me create that balance there, which I desperately need. But not just that, she's helping my family as well. So this is huge. So I have two very picky eaters in my house. And I'll share, I was a picky eater as a kid, but these two, my goodness. So I have one who wouldn't eat meat, like hadn't eaten meat. Let me back it up. I made these kids homemade organic baby food when they were little. Like, these were kids who got to try everything, who ate really well, and then something happened and we were not on it. So it's now like getting them to try new things. So Andrew was my kid who would not eat any meat. Super picky. Sean also super picky, but it would eat more things. Like, it was a struggle. So I was having a nutrition session with Cassie. We were Zooming, and she's helping me come up with this incredible tool. And if you ever work with her, she'll help you with this too. And it is a game changer, where it's a spreadsheet that helps you figure out what foods everybody does eat in the house to help you make meal planning easier. It's genius. So as we're talking about what foods Andrew likes to eat and what foods Sean likes to eat, and then of course which foods I like and which foods Jeff likes, I realized it would be easier just to bring the boys in on this. So I called them each in, and they each got to have some time one-on-one with Cassie. And here was the beautiful thing. They got to learn from her about why protein is important and iron and these different nutrients. And she talked to them about what foods they like versus what foods would they consider trying, and connected all of this to muscle growth and trying to grow taller, which is important because, I'm not a tall person. I'm 4'10" and a half. Like, if my kids want to be tall, they're going to have to eat well to get there. So Guys, it's incredible what happens when somebody else tells your kid something, even if you've told them this thousands of times. All of a sudden, my kids are now trying new foods, and it's a beautiful thing. Some they're liking, some they're not. So that very day, right after that call with Cassie, Sean said he would try salad and he would try chicken in his quesadilla. He tried both, didn't like either one, but that's okay. He just tried it. And they've both been trying so many more new things. In fact, Andrew just tried chicken tenders. Like, this is a big, huge deal. I don't think you understand. Like, and are chicken tenders the most healthy of the food options? No, but just the fact that he's getting this extra protein is a huge win in my household. He just tried them one day when we had just finished at Six Flags and we were across the street getting ice cream. My sister-in-law was with us. She had gotten a basket of fries and chicken tenders, and Andrew, without even asking, just grabbed one and took a bite. And my sister-in-law came up to me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Andrew just took one of my chicken tenders and he's eating it. Like, this is a big deal. He liked it." So the next day we went up to the lake and everybody wanted chicken tenders for lunch. And so now that's like one of his favorite new things, which this is huge. He tried cheeseburgers when we were in Pennsylvania on a trip, loved them. He tried steak, didn't love it. But either way, like, it's just getting these new foods into, like, introducing them and then growing from there. So this is a big win. And I'm also having them help me with the food prep as well and getting them involved. So one of the things that used to overwhelm me about food prep is, like, I felt like I was stuck in the kitchen all day on Sunday, and that was like all that I got to do all Sunday afternoon. And so while the kids are home this summer, there was one day when I had just kind of had it. And I had a very busy day, was like trying to do laundry in between meetings and, just trying to get all of the things done while working. And they're like on the couch watching TV and playing video games. And I'm just thinking, hang on a second, this something is wrong here. These kids are perfectly capable of helping. So we started I'm calling Life Skills Camp, and they're learning different life skills each week and implementing them. And one of the life skills that they are learning is how to do food prep. And that has been a huge, huge help that they are now helping with the food prep. They even had one of their buddies over one day, and I got him involved too. They were chopping onions and peppers and zucchini, and then, Sean was like, "Oh, I like green peppers and red peppers." And he was cutting orange peppers and yellow peppers. He's like, "I like all of these peppers." We wouldn't have known if he wasn't helping to chop them all up. So it's a great way getting them involved and getting some help, first of all, but also getting them to understand why it's important that they help out, and then showing the impact that it can make on everybody else in the house too. Now let's shift just a little bit to mental and emotional health. So first, I want to share from Proverbs, and it's Proverbs 4:23. "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." And friend, our mental health is just as important as our physical health. So here are some ways to help you prioritize your mental health. And nobody's going to be surprised when I say prayer and daily time in the Word. That morning time with God is just, guys, what a difference that time can make for you. Another one is rest and Sabbath, truly resting. And I will admit, guys, I am terrible at this. Like, when it comes to just taking time to just rest, I struggle with it. I am really great about going to bed early. I love going to bed, but just like resting on like a Sunday afternoon, my poor husband, he just wanted to relax yesterday afternoon. And I was like, no. We're in the middle of painting the kitchen right now. No, we can't waste this time. But that wouldn't have been wasted time. God wants us to rest, and He calls us to rest too. So I will tell you, I struggle with that, and I'm working on it. Another one is boundaries around work and screen time. This one is tricky, especially if you work from home and that your work never stops. It's very easy just to go back to it. What I'll share is that one thing that works really well for me to help me have those boundaries around work and screen time is that my laptop stays in my office and work happens in my office. Now, there are other times when, I will go work outside or work on the porch so that the kids can play in the backyard, but it's important that once work time is done, the laptop is closed and I set it aside. And I'm not tempted to pull it up on the weekends or, when it's family time. I also don't have my work email popping up on my phone. I don't have those alerts going. In fact, I have a whole episode about what alerts to cancel on your phone. So that way it gives you just more peace of mind. Another thing that is so helpful for your mental health is having some connection with trusted friends and mentors, having some just time to be able to talk, to be able to connect, and to have some time with them is so important. And of course, professional counseling when needed. If you need professional counseling, please seek it. None of the advice that I've shared is to replace professional counseling. There is a time and a place, and it is so beneficial. So I want to share with you, and I want you to take this part to heart. Taking care of your mental health is not weakness, it's wisdom. So, friend, as we wrap this up, I just want to encourage you. You don't have to overhaul your health overnight. You don't have to be an extremist where you're either all in or you're not. Start with one small step, and this can be so simple. Start with adding a 10-minute walk in the morning or after dinner. Drink more water. We all have our big fancy cups, right? Fill it up and drink more water. You can swap one sugary drink or a coffee drink for a hot tea or water. And just start by spending 5 minutes in quiet prayer each morning. Over time, those little steps become life-changing habits for you. Friend, listen, your health matters to God, to your family, and to the calling that He's given you. Let's anchor ourselves in healthy habits so we can live out our purpose with energy, joy, and peace. And friend, if this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend. And if you want to connect with Cassie, I'll have her information linked in the show notes. See you next time.